Hey guys, welcome. This is going to be my YouTube attempt here. My name is CJ, and I like race cars. This is my 1990 S10 twin turbo LS deal. I also like big wheel race cars. This is a customer of mine. Anywho, we are going ice racing. So if you haven't seen or followed, I race on the ice up in Merrill, Wisconsin. And today we are going to be building some new front runner tires. These are the old ones. These are the 20s, my IROCs that I've had forever with some cold cutters. I'm actually going to get these out of the tire. You can tell this tire is pretty much useless. It was kind of hard to stop. So I'm going to get rid of these, take these cold cutters out, put them in these new tires on these wheels here. They're not the prettiest. They are extremely dirty. I'll clean them up. So stay tuned. I'm going to transfer some studs over to these. And we're actually going to race the Firebird instead of the S10. So I did race the S10 2 years in a row, last year and the year before, and it did awesome. This year I'm going to take the Firebird. Seems a little easier, cheaper, free to fix for the most part. So I don't have to worry about the ice tank freezing up in this thing when we're up there when it's cold. I actually think the Firebird is going to do really well on these tires. So I think it'll hook up pretty well. So stay tuned. Enjoy. Okay, a little more information here. These are the first tires that I went racing with. I made these. I watched a quick YouTube video, and all they are is drywall screws, and on the inside is Flex Seal. Just clear Flex Seal I applied with a brush, and that's it. They held air perfectly for like a year and a half. There are some broken screws, and that's why the tires are dismounted from the wheels. I'm going to go through and try to fix the broken screws, and then I'm going to apply a lot more. This one actually has more screws than this one, so I'm going to go through both. I'm going to add way more screws. All they are just 1.25" number 6 drywall screws. That's it. And they worked. They worked pretty well. As I got up there, I quickly learned that there are way better options. These are my newer set of tires. I bought these off a guy up there in Merrill where we race. These things rip. He let me borrow them once to try them out on the S10, and they hooked up awesome. So these are the ones I'm going to be racing with. I'm going to put these on the Firebird. These I'm going to have as just backups, or spares, or if a buddy of mine, if Jeff wants to race his Blazer or something, he can run these tires, and saves some people a lot of time, a lot of money. That's not a lot of money, but it is a lot of time to do something like this. So I think I had like 7 hours into doing these tires. It's a ton of time, but it's winter time and we've got nothing else to do. So I'm going to fix these guys up a little bit better, have them as spares, and we'll run these guys for now. These will look real good on the Firebird. I love these wheels, GTA wheels. And when it comes to front runner tires, these are what I started out with on the first year. They were just my 20s that obviously were junk bald tires, or at least one is. This one was on the rear of the S10 for a while when it was one wheel wonder. Anyway, what I'm going to do is take all these are just cold cutter screws for like ATVs and dirt bikes and stuff. And they worked decent, but it was pretty hard to stop for a while. So a couple of different times I got a little wishy-washy, almost went into the snowbanks. So I've got some new front runners, and maybe different method on screws. These are sheet metal screws. Got a box right here. 1/2 inch sheet metal screws, nothing fancy. The heads of them are kind of just like the cold cutters, but I'm going to try a shorter tire with probably a lot more screws in them. I'm going to run these lines with these sheet metal screws, and then I'll take these cold cutters and I'll probably run them, you know, staggered on these two treads here. So we're going to give that a shot, and hopefully the car will turn and stop easily. The first year on these, I looked like Austin Powers trying to make a U-turn at the end of the track. So both cars have spools, and it was impossible to make a U-turn. I had to do one of these numbers. You know, they only have so much of the lake plowed, so you only have a certain space to turn around in, and it was really tricky to do. So we're gonna give these a shot. Hopefully it works out, and I will shoot a video when they're all finished, and then we will have to pick up the Firebird. It's at the shop. We'll get these on, and well, we'll probably get the front ones on. The rears I'm not going to put on until we obviously get there. It'll tear up the trailers and stuff. So okay, I just got done going through this tire and replacing all of the broken screws for the past 2 years. And this is how many I got so far. I mean, what is there? You know, 20 there. 20 out of, I estimated over, I think there's 2,200 screws in each tire. So that's really good considering, you know, at the time, 1,000 horsepower truck putting down to these tires is pretty cool. So that's what I found, is only about 20. I'm going to go through and probably put in another 500 screws in this tire, and then I'll have to do the same for that one. Okay, now I'm going to start adding more screws to this tire, and the easiest way that I found to do this is just go in, grab a handful of these screws, throw them in the tire, load up your Milwaukee, and then find a tread pattern. Like there, you see that line. So find something like that, and then, you know, do 3 or 4 screws each line, and then maybe offset one screw and go to the skip one, go to the next, or something like that. So that's what I'm going to do, and I'm also going to try to get some further on the outside here. Maybe I'll get at least one more row on this outside. Lay them on there pretty thick. All finished up. This is what it looks like on the inside. That's a lot of screws. We went through most of this bucket. I'd say we probably used 4,500 screws in 2 tires. Finally, the last step before we mount the tires back up. We're just going to pour some Flex Seal goop in here. I don't smear it around with a brush. And once I get this whole inside coated evenly-ish, we're done. I'll let it set up all night. Tomorrow I'm going to get these mounted back up. We should be ready to rock and roll. Ew. Hey, we're back. It's the next day. We're here at my cold storage where the Firebird and some of our other nicer cars sit during the winter. This is the Firebird. This is what we'll be racing. It's not the prettiest car, but it is the funnest car. So just a quick overview. It's 92 Firebird. I bought it fairly cheap. It's a pretty clean-ish car. Another turbo LS deal. It's a 5.3, 7875, Deca 80s, turbo 400. It's on the 85. It's a vacuum actuated trans. It's still a, you know, full automatic stock shifter. Does have a Ford 9-inch, quick performance, Magna Fuel. Super fun car. And that's what we'll be racing up in Wisconsin, unfortunately. Unfortunately, they canceled. The ice is too thin, and we'll be racing next Saturday, hopefully. This Saturday, upcoming. Here's the finished product on the tires. Like I said, these are the spares, but I think maybe I'll just run them anyway. I would rather have matching wheels and tires other than the GTA wheels, but we'll test them out. We'll test this set, we'll test the other set and see which ones hook up better. So next video, we should be heading up to Wisconsin, going racing. Thanks for tuning in and watching my first video. Hopefully it's many more to come. Still pretty awkward to talk to a camera. Hopefully it becomes a little more natural for me. So I do plan on posting more. We'll be doing all kinds of racing stuff with the S10, Jeff's Blazer, Cody's S10. We'll be doing races all over, all different kinds of stuff. So be prepared for some more videos, and hopefully this gets a little easier for me. Thanks, guys. Bye.